Hello, hello. Establish your business, protect your name, and keep your profits. Hello, hi, I'm Temi Siyanbade, creator of Ask Temi Live. And today the question that I want us to answer is, how long does the trademark registration process take? The short answer is 6 months to 2 years. Now, I know that is a really large range, so let's talk about what that process entails and why there's such a discrepancy and why there can be such a long term. Basically, this process can be broken down into 5 distinct steps. The first step is your search and clearance step. This is when you are taking the time to search the databases and resources available to you to see whether your name is actually available for registration. Now, the depth of this search and clearance really depends on the resources that you choose to access and the people that you choose to use. You could choose to just check the USPTO website, but that's a really limited search. There are more places where you can search to make sure that you are able to obtain exclusive rights to your name. Okay, so that's the first step, and that can be a couple of days, it can be a couple of weeks. If you're trying to look for a global mark, you're trying to make a global mark, that could take even a little bit longer because you're accessing databases from around the world. So that's the search and clearance phase. The next phase is your actual application phase. In this phase, you are filing the application to register your trademark. You're submitting the mark to the USPTO, that's the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and you are saying, hey, I would like to register my mark. How long this takes, again, depends on whether you're doing it yourself, whether you're having a professional do it, and how many marks you're trying to register. So that's the next stage. The first 2 stages don't need to take that long. The real process comes in when we get into stage number 3. This is when the USPTO office receives your application, and what they do is they examine it. So this is the examination stage. Yes, the examination stage. This is when an attorney with the USPTO looks over your application and they look over their database and they see if they have any issues with what you sent. This might not happen. You might not hear anything from them for up to 3 months after you've submitted your application. It could be even longer if they are backlogged, but this is when they start to evaluate what you are requesting. One other common thing that happens during this stage is you may get something called an office action. This is a request from them for you to handle a discrepancy that they find. Now, there are many people who are not familiar with trademark law who usually abandon their applications at this stage because it feels like an initial denial, and that's what it is, but it's not necessarily the end of your work. You may be able to work through it. Now, a trademark attorney will be able to help you figure out the right arguments to respond to these office actions, but that's what's going on during this stage. It's an in-depth examination of what you are submitting for registration. The next stage, after you get through examination, is publication. This is when the USPTO decides to publish the mark that you are requesting protection for. They publish it in their official gazette, basically giving other people who may have an interest in your mark the opportunity to know and respond to what you are requesting. It's published for a couple of weeks. Sometimes there are instances where someone who has a problem with what you have registered may be able to go back and challenge your registration. They can request an extension, but that's what's going on during the publication phase. Finally, if you make it through the first 4 stages, the search and clearance, the application, the examination, and the publishing, you finally get to registration. And this is when you receive your certificate saying that you are the owner of this mark. At this point, you now begin learning how to protect your mark and how to maintain that registration. But that's generally the process, and that's why it takes up to 2 years, depending on what types of office actions are sent out and how you respond to them, and whether you have any conflicting or anybody who's opposing your registration. So that's all I have for you. Again, my name is Temi Siyanbade. I hope this video has helped. If you really enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe below. Additionally, follow me on social media at TOS Legal. And then finally, if you really want to get in contact with me, you can go to my website, www.toslegal.com/contact, and you can contact me to arrange a consultation to discuss other things with regards to establishing your business, protecting your name, and keeping your profits. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.